Hi guys and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's post I'm going to be sharing with you the items that I have made in the months of April and May. Now, because of my first triathlon that I've been training for, my output isn't quite as much as before, but still I hope that you'll enjoy it. So first off is this top from the January 2016 issue of BurdaStyle Magazine, and it's a cowl neck top with a bralette singlet. I basically made this out of a viscose jersey that I bought from Fletcher's Fabrics in Leeds Market, and I really loved the drape of the fabric and the color of the fabric, and I just sort of realized that it would be perfect for this. Now the pattern has got this lovely exaggerated deep cowl, which has got these three pleats that join up to a shoulder yoke, and I really like that. So I'm showing you the shoulder yoke over there just so that you can get an idea of the detail. And I'm moving around just to show you how wonderful the drape is on this particular top. This pattern also comes with a bralette pattern to make separately so that you can cover your modesty. I used a fold over elastic for the straps, although you're actually supposed to use the fashion fabric, and it comes together so incredibly quickly, and I really like this particular aspect of the pattern. I'll definitely be making more of these. So this is the interior view of the actual top, and what I wanted to show you is actually the detail of the shoulder yoke. So the shoulder yoke, you have to cut 4 pieces, and one of them is the facing. You're supposed to actually top stitch it, but I didn't want any top stitching showing, so I did some hand stitching on the inner facing just so that it's got a neat look. The sleeves are set in, so it's a little bit annoying, but it's worth it in the long run. And that's the facing. You don't actually have to finish that facing, you just sort of leave it because it folds over inside the garment itself. Up next is a top from the July 2015 issue of BurdaStyle Magazine, and it's just a simple top that I really like. I made it using a John Calder cotton lawn fabric, which was a scrap that was left over from a previous project. And it's just a simple top to make with the bust studs and straight seams down the side. It's very comfortable. The armhole drafting on this is excellent. I can move about freely without anything cutting into my arms. I tried something different. I used a knit rib cuffing on the neckline instead of a facing. It didn't quite work out as well as I wanted it to, but that's okay. It's still very wearable and it's a very comfortable top. And on the back, instead of cutting 2 pieces and having a center back seam, I actually just cut it on the fold. So it's one piece and it just goes straight down because it's actually a straight line down there. And I'm just showing you the interiors of this so that you can see my knit bias binding. I am so proud of my bias binding on these tops, and I used a gray satin bias binding, and there's a close-up of the knit ribbing top on the woven thing, and I just really like this top. Up next is a top that I have shown you before, and it's from the July 2015 issue, and it's style number 114. But what I didn't show you was what I made later on, and there was enough fabric for me to make a nice long sash for this particular top. And I gotta say, I really love having the option of actually tying this sash with a nice big bow and just having a little bit of a more fitted look to it. So I just wanted to share with you the other potential variations that you can have with this particular pattern. The fabric is another John Calder Lizano fabric, I think, and it's something that I've had in my stash for quite a while, but you can see on the back there, I was silly enough to actually cut 2 separate pieces, but never mind. Up next is another version of this top, and I love this so much. I'm just going to do a slow-mo take of me swirling in it. But yeah, so this is part of my hashtag Make9 2018 as well. And it's that same pattern, July 2015, number 114, and I made it using this fabulous bark cloth. Honestly, I love sewing with bark cloth, and this is just no exception. The colors are incredibly vibrant, and it's just got such a beautiful weight to it, and I cannot even begin to tell you guys how much I love this top. It sits on me in such a lovely way, and you can see there the stitch lining for the facing. Moving on to the interiors of this top, as you can see, I had a lot of fun using a different color for the facing, and I used some pink satin bias binding on the armholes, and it's just so incredibly pretty to look at. My favorite part of any project is when I get to sew on my own label, and yeah, I just really like how this top turned out, and yeah, it's simply the best, absolutely. Okay, so I liked this pattern so much, I made another top. Only this time I used a red eyelet linen that I have used before to make a holly burn skirt. Now, I really like how this top turned out, and just wearing it with a holly burn skirt, and when I'm twirling and I'm moving, it's just so incredibly, it's got so much movement to it, and I love outfits that have a lot of movement to them. And I'm just showing you how I use the selvage edge on the hemband there, and just showing you some close-up details of, again, bias binding on the armholes. I'm so proud of how my bias binding always comes out on these armholes. And there you can see on the back, I just cut it on the fold rather than having two separate pieces and having a center back seam. And there's the selvage detail on the bottom of that hemband, and I think that just makes a really nice touch. My favorite way to actually wear this outfit is with a skinny belt on the waist, and I just think that it gives it a little bit more definition, and I don't know, I think it's cute. I really like it. So moving on to the interiors, you can see there that I got really lazy and I didn't change my overlocker thread, but there's a close-up of the seams. I actually used some French seams on those side seams, and that's some red bias binding. Now, for the neckline, I actually used red silk organza for the interfacing, because you don't want to be showing through the white or the black interfacing through those holes. And so I used the organza interfacing, and then I just used some red muslin fabric, and that creates a really nice and neat, stiff facing for the collar to give it stability, but you don't have to worry about the white or the black color coming through of those fusible interfacings. And there's my label, which I just love to show off on my clothes, because that's one of the best parts about sewing, when you can put your own name to them. Okay, up next is a dress from the July 2017 issue, and it's dress number 111. It's a one shoulder style dress that has got a shoulder cut out as well, and I just really love the style of this dress. It caught my eye immediately when I saw it last year, and I sort of traced it out, and it had been marinating for a while. It's very comfortable. I cannot even begin to tell you how incredibly comfortable it is. I have to wear it with a strapless bra though, so that it doesn't sort of like fall down and create like a like a wardrobe malfunction. But it's not, I don't feel like I'm in any danger of a wardrobe malfunction, and I'm able to move and dance in it, which is simply fantastic. So there's the cutout detail. You've got a casing that you thread through your tie, and then you sort of like gather it up, and you can make the circle as large or as small as you want to. And it's got this dramatic flutter sleeve that I just love. And now the thing about this dress is it sort of reminds me of General Okoye from the Black Panther film. Like, it's the sort of dress that she might wear, so I kind of feel like I could be a strong general of Wakanda in this particular dress. This is actually how I like to wear it. I wear it with a belt, and it just looks really comfortable, and I really like this dress. So these are the interiors, so that you can just get an idea of the finishing on the inside. And so there's the elastic casing, and there's a little bit of a slit at the end of that seam, and that's where you create the space to actually thread in your tie, and you can tie that cute little bow. So I'm just untying it there, and when you pull it out, so you can kind of see the flexibility that you get with it. I also think that this pattern would make a really great beach coverall. So like if you're wearing your bikini at the seaside, and this would be perfect for it. Yes, you made it to the end. This is a Colette Moneta dress that I am just so crazy in love with. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to talk about the fabric. The fabric is something that I bought from Fletcher's Fabrics in Leeds Market last year, and I pretty much cut out this dress straight away last year, but then it's been sitting in the UFO box. Can you imagine that? This dress has been sitting in a UFO box for almost a year, and I could just kick myself for that. But do you know what? Better late than never. I got it out because I'm working through my UFO box in an attempt to basically have no UFOs lying around. But this fabric is the bee's knees. It's just a bright, joyful, cheerful rainbow color. And when I'm wearing this dress, I get so many strangers, so many people just coming up to me and just saying, I just want to say your dress has just made me smile. It is so lovely because it's just the colors, they just I think they just cause people to smile and just feel happy. And that's what it does for me as well. So I really, really love that. Anyway, back to the details of the dress. As you can see there, the neckline is actually just a rib cuffing that I haven't turned under because I really liked the thickness that it created. I was supposed to turn it under, but I actually liked how it looked like that. And so I just left it as it is. And it's crazy how much I love dancing in this dress because the fabric has got such a beautiful drape and it moves beautifully. The skirt portion is exactly as the Moneta skirt portion when you get it out of the pattern, but all I did was I just lengthened it right up to my ankle length, and that was all that I did. And I just love that it's got pockets. And yeah, I'm just going to stop talking now, and you can just see the joy of this dress as I dance and prance around in it. Stay tuned though, so that I can tell you about the adjustments that I've made to the Colette pattern from when I first made it 6 Colette dresses ago. I actually really like wearing this dress with this skinny yellow bow belt at the waist, and I just think it adds just a little bit of interest to it. And right there, I think I'm dancing to Pony by Genuine, just to give you some context into my strange and weird movements. And now I'm just showing off my super awesome stripe matching skills that I did down the side seam of that skirt. I am super proud of that. Okay, so onto the interior shows. Those are the pockets now, and I'm just going to show you the elasticated gathered waist using some clear silicone elastic. And also I'm going to talk about the adjustments that I made to the bodice. So basically I have a broad shoulder and the shoulder was quite narrow on the bodice, and so I had to do a 1.5 centimeter broad shoulder adjustment. And I also had to lengthen the bodice by 1 inch so that it would sit at my natural waist. And these were adjustments that I basically made the very first time I made the dress. Okay, I've shown you this before, but I'm just putting it in here because, yeah, I love it. I just got a yellow belt this time. And a big shout out to my shoes. I love these shoes so much, so I just thought I'd do a close-up for them because, yeah, they're fantastic. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've stuck around this far, you are a hero. You're a superstar. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you did, then please give it a big thumbs up down below, and don't forget to tell me which one of my makes is your favorite. Just let me know in the comments down below, and until I see you next time, happy sewing. Bye. Oh, and if you haven't already, then please subscribe for new sewing related videos every week. Bye!